fucking hate this podcast.
I do too.
Fuck this
podcast. I don't know why we keep doing it. Again, I wanted to start a fucking devil worshipping sex cult. Here we are with the fucking podcast. What type of compensation is that?
I asked you to, I said, let's start with the podcast and see where it takes us. See where the journey leads. Maybe we'll end up with devil worshipping.
You know they're not synonymous.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we make the jump. Maybe we'll bridge it.
I got like 7 pentagrams that I bought for Ryan's idea, and here we are doing fucking podcasts.
Lesser known people. It'll be such a fun podcast.
I said I would be happy to Venmo you for my portion of that. So I don't want to hear it. You guys are griping.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, it takes a lot more than just a Venmo account for a fucking sex cult. Okay? But I guess we decided a podcast you could do over whatever medium we're using here. Boom. Boom, because we don't want to offer a sponsorship to someone we don't necessarily want. Boom, over here.
That's
Yards,
actually,
man. We
I'll
will
take
any
fucking sponsor.
We will take any sponsor. So if you want to sponsor us, please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
I will say to any sponsors and to our fans, next t-shirt is definitely going to be Fuck This Podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be a great
Fuck
shirt.
This Podcast has been my mantra the entire time we've been doing this.
I think if we continue to show our disdain for it, it'll resonate a lot with people who also dislike it.
It's fucking bullshit. And, if you have any ideas for our podcast, visit us at fuckthispodcast.com.
But for real, all things considered, the tens of 10 fans who are listening, please visit us at lesserknownpeoplepodcast.com.
Connor, can you try to find Fuck This
I'm
Podcast?
literally doing that right now.
All right. Connor's going to figure out if there's a fuckthispodcast.com, and we're definitely going to buy the rights to it.
But please, we love you if you're listening. See us on Facebook, on Instagram, on a Twitter account that we definitely didn't forget about.
Yeah, it's not horribly defunct and inactive, but we're on.
Horribly defunct and inactive.
So, Connor, what's the status?
So fuckthispodcast.com is already taken.
Damn it.
What type of fucking idiot already has that podcast? How are they
Fuck
that much
those
smarter than
fucking
us?
idiots.
Our podcast sucks way worse than their podcast, and they can suck my nuts.
Yeah, they can go eat a fucking donkey dick at this point. Eat Donkey
They can eat their
Kong's
mama's
dick.
pussy.
Yeah.
We could do fuckthispodcast.org. That's available.
Ooh, a
Yeah,
.org?
there we go.
That sounds more official than a com, because you know a com is not as official as an org.
Right. We're an organization of people that hate our own podcast.
Fucking orgasm.
Maybe a .biz, you know?
Yeah, that's
really...
true. Org stands for orgasm. That's very true, Sean. Yeah.
That's all we got to let people know.
You know what? I fucking love this podcast.
I fucking love this podcast.com. Hang on.
Here we go. All right, everybody, welcome.
Oh, I have to buy that now.
Damn
Come
it,
on.
Connor. I was doing it in the intro right on now. Fucked it up. I know. We definitely have to get that, though. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Lesser Known People Podcast, also known as the fuckthispodcast.ca. Find us at either of those places at any time. Welcome to our special Halloween episode. I am one of your hosts for the evening, KY.
I'm Ryan, the big cat. How are you? Good to talk to you.
I'm Connor, the con man, master of domain buying.
I'm Jay Money, Justin the Jailbird, and I have a nasty story for you guys tonight.
And not to talk him down at all, but to cap it all off, I'm about to just shit on everything with the nasty dirty.
But what's your name?
Oh, my name? I'm the Magic Carpet Ride. Hi, I'm Sean. Nice to meet you guys.
Full Sean on that one. So great.
Okay, who's up with our first story?
Yeah, so I'm going first. So tonight for our listeners, we're gonna flip the script a little bit. We're each gonna tell kind of a scary-ish, lesser-known person. So we're all just gonna take turns going. So there won't be one presenter tonight. We'll all be doing our own little stories. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Boring. Wow. Oh my God. No, I'm serious. It's gonna be
Jeez,
great.
on his
It's
nuts.
gonna be
He's
it's
just
gonna be
letting
great.
him know.
We're gonna get
God,
Kate.
whoa.
We're gonna get mine right out of the way. Make sure. So hopefully we won't lose anybody. I'll keep it short, and then we'll let the real talent come in. Finish out strong. I don't know a baseball reference, but is it batting, pitching, cleanup? What is it?
Oh my God.
Yeah, pitch and cleanup,
my
you know
God.
it.
Pitching. There we go.
Batting,
my
pitching,
God.
cleanup.
We did an entire episode on fucking baseball.
Clearly, I was not listening. I stopped listening 15 minutes in.
I just want anyone who's thinking about going into podcasting, find people who are going to listen to the story. Do you know what I mean? Find people who are going to listen. KY at one point put a traffic cone in his place, and then walked away, came back, and tried to join us for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Didn't skip a beat. Turned out okay. But god damn it. Apparently there was no item on the baseball references. Awful. Anyways, let's get back to KY.
So here we go. First scary story of the evening, right? So on September 2nd, 1724, in the Grassmarket area of Scotland, the Grassmarket area of Edinburgh, Scotland, Margaret Maggie Dixon was hanged for the murder of her newborn child.
Right.
Okay, right? So, okay, there you go. So the child was found in the River Tweed in Scotland in the summer of the same year. Maggie was hung by the neck for the customary 30 minutes in front of a drunken crowd in Edinburgh. She was cut down and placed in a coffin by her friends. That's the reference. They say friends, which I think is a little awkward, you know.
Yeah, just me and the boys going out to fucking bury KY today.
Yeah, but you gotta, like, kind of get me down and all awkward. And, like, there's a whole crowd watching. Like, if you drop me, they're gonna hear about it. My family's gonna know.
Yeah, you gotta show up strong.
You
When
do.
we say show up strong, that's what that means. Can you carry a fucking body that's been hanged?
Well,
that's what that means.
and if you're
show up strong.
Edinburgh in the 1700s, you're showing up drunk. You're showing up real excited for it. This is a day hanging, too.
All you do is show up drunk. Yeah, yeah.
So they put her in a coffin, and she was taken by a couple of blokes to be buried in her hometown of Musselburgh, which is about 6 miles away. The men got 2 miles into this 6-mile trip. Now it's a horse-drawn carriage, sure, but it's 6 miles. They got 2 miles in and had to stop for a pint in a small village on the way. These guys immediately into
I know that if I'm carrying KY's body 6 miles, I mean, if any one of us is getting lynched, it's KY.
It's so accurate.
So let's cut to KY getting lynched to apparently all the remaining 4 are carrying his body.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll just jump there. Let's just jump there.
Yeah, we're stopping for a drink. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, it's a gotta do. It's just there's no reference to, and obviously this is quite a long time ago. There's no reference to these guys having known her in any way. I'm pretty sure they were just hired to take the body. And my guess is they were just like, well, it's not like the cargo's gonna put up a fuss if we stop for a couple Guinness, you know, like.
She ain't getting any deader.
Exactly.
You can't kill a body again.
Yeah. So they stop at a little kind of side of the road pub. Apparently the cart and the coffin are kind of just within the side of the door, sitting at the window or some shit. One of the men from his stool could swear he saw the lid of the coffin move.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
All
a
right.
little bit. He kind of throws an elbow on the other guy and he's like, bro, I think the fucking coffin moved. And he goes, nah, you're crazy. So they're sitting there, they're kind of looking at it for a second, doesn't move, go back to the drinks. Sure enough, he thinks he sees it again. And he's like, all right, fuck this, come outside. This is middle of the day. So they're like, all right, let's come outside, let's do this, right? 2 guys go out, approach the coffin. It's not nailed down or anything. I'm sure she has more embalming or some shit to do, I don't know. They lift up the coffin lid, and there she lays, just as dead as she was when they put her in there. So, not a moment after they decide to close the lid, her eyes shoot open, and she sits up fucking bolt right.
Holy shit.
Wait, what?
Just alive.
What?
She is 100% alive at this point.
So they go to check her. They go to check the coffin. As they're closing it, her eyes pop open and she sits straight up.
She sits straight up.
I would shit my fucking pants.
It's not that scary. I've been with so many women who were dead and then immediately woke up.
Ryan, we're not talking about your sex life, baby. We're talking about real people. In
I
real
wanted to
situations.
start
True.
a devil-worshipping sex cult, and here we are on this podcast. You know what I mean?
That's a perfect tie into my
Episode
story.
28. Episode 53. I don't know where we are.
When we inevitably get, what was this? Is it The Vow that's on HBO? It's about the Nexium sex cult or whatever with that guy. When they do that it's going to be like, hey, here's this devil worshipping sex cult. These assholes had a podcast beforehand. And they're just gonna have
Thank
all
you
of
for
this.
fucking calling me out on my joke. Yes, the only reason I fucking know about this is I watched the fucking 2020 on ABC about a fucking sex cult. That is the only reason I'm referencing it. Trying to make us relevant out here, and I'm getting called on my jokes. That's fair. It's fair. It's very fair.
I'm trying to prepare for the future. Look, I've got your motto, Big Cat, all right? First they poke, then they smoke. In hell with the Dark Lord.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You fuck me to get to the darkness, baby. Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Well, sure. Yes.
So Maggie wakes up, right? So honestly, I found a news story from like 1813. So it was quite some time after this happened. Basically, the article says that she sits up, and those guys literally run back to fucking Edinburgh. They ran away. Which I found is like, it's like it's the most honest reaction to that scenario that you could imagine. Like, you legitimately think you're carrying a dead body, and you're like, nah, that's not moving. Boom, see ya.
Gone 1,000 yards in the opposite direction. If this were to happen to us, okay, as we're carrying KY's body, because apparently we all agree that KY would be the first to die and we'd be doing this.
Definitely.
I would pick up everyone fucking here. Connor, Justin, Sean, I would pick you up and fucking run Flintstone style, opposite direction, back to the fucking town. No question. Just out of here, just whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, spin up with my feet and then gone to the next town.
Yeah, man. So these guys run away. This part actually kind of is hilarious to me. So a gardener who was near it, I don't know, whatever, he kind of saw it all go down, which is kind of funny, right? He sees these guys, sees the coffin, sees them going for a pint, come out a couple minutes later, he sees this chick shoot up straight, and those guys run the fuck off, and he's like, well, I guess I'll jump in and take care of this poor person now. So he, like, hangs out with her and kind of, like, gets her back on her, not back on her feet, but, like, you know, helps her sort of, like, regain her faculties a bit and stays with her. So within an hour or so, she's well enough to be taken to a local inn and kind of sleep it off. So she's, like, fine.
KY, when you were telling the story about the gardener, I thought you were about to say, like, he went over and finished the job for him. Just choked her ass out.
Yeah, just, oh my god, she's still alive. Choke her out, choke her out, choke her out, choke her. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
He just watches them run away. You bunch of pussies left the job undone.
Clearly the death didn't take. She needs another one.
This is second death. Second death.
Van Helsing's the zombie back to the Dark Lord, so there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he kind of stepped in, was like a real bro about it, kind of just sat with her while she recovered and was like, all right, you're good.
Sure,
and so she goes, sleeps it off. The next morning, though, she wakes up and walks the 4 miles back to her hometown, to Musselburgh.
Sure.
Just walks back 4
Sure.
miles after being fucking hung the day before.
Very casual 4 miles, yeah.
So in the end, Maggie could not be tried again for her crime because technically the punishment that she was found guilty of was fully carried out. She was hung to success. They deemed that was appropriate, and so they couldn't do it again. It was basically double jeopardy.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
She went on to remarry and live another 40 years, and she became known as Hanged Maggie.
No.
Hanged Maggie.
Did she kill any more babies?
She did not. So, in full KY fashion, there is more to the story. So that's like the scary part, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. Here comes the fucking stupid educational bullshit. It's primarily educational, though.
Hey, Jan. Wow. Oh my god. Okay.
Turd.
So cool.
God, you guys fucking suck. I hate this fucking fuck this podcast.ca. Follow me.
.ca. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Canada.
So, so Maggie Dixon was from Musselburgh. She married this fisherman when she was young, and he basically fucked off either in the Royal Navy or some shit, or off on a fishing job for months at a time, right? So she's working, and she takes a job at an inn, and becomes impregnated by either the inn owner or the inn owner's son. And either way, it doesn't matter because both these guys are fucking cockless losers. So her pregnancy was noticed by those around her, obviously. And she denied it the entire time. So in Scotland at the time, this is a quote from that old paper. In Scotland, every woman who was found guilty of fornication was obliged to sit on a seat in the most conspicuous place in the local church 3 different Sundays, so 3 different times, where she received a public rebuke from the minister, and so much were these women intimidated at the disgrace that many of them destroyed the fruits of their amours rather than be made a spectacle of in their own parishes. She knew what punishment was kind of waiting for her for having this child out of wedlock, that she was going to be made a fucking town pariah, and so she was hiding her pregnancy. Maggie actually maintained throughout the entire trial when they grabbed her and everything. They found that, they found the baby. It actually wasn't that far from where she worked and was living in the inn, so it wasn't really that hard to put together. But she maintained the entire time that she did not kill the baby. The child was stillborn. that she was planned on raising the child and all this other stuff. So she said the whole time, even afterwards when she lived another 40 years, that she never committed any murder, that she wanted to have the child. So how the trial went, and it's all very loose and all this, but the town, they kept calling him the surgeon, sure, the medical examiner of the day. He basically performed some, like, lung test to see whether the child breathed or not, and all of that is horseshit. None of that is a real test. And he was probably just the least drunk person in the hospital at the time, so they got him to do that.
Right.
I was about to say, any of us would count as a surgeon for that time period.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did have an interesting note, like a historical or like educational note about hangings. And in the United States, when people were convicted of certain crimes and sentenced to hanging to death, you have 3 tries to hang someone. So like if the branch breaks, if the rope breaks, if it doesn't kill them. So on the 3rd try, if it doesn't work, and it's happened like I think at least once in the United States, probably more than that.
I want to say it was like 4 to 5 times. I remember this particular like nuance about it. Yeah.
Wow, humble brag, cool brag, dude.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, no, dude, you can hate me. That's okay.
Anyway, I guess that's all I got.
Yeah, it was apparently sometime shortly after this that, not because of this, but it was after this time that they added the hang until dead.
Yeah.
And that because my guess is they hung her for 30 minutes, which, don't get me wrong, at the time I'd have been like, she's definitely dead too. That they just figured she was dead. I'm pretty sure no one really checked. She just probably looked dead, and they were like, fuck it.
Yeah, they go limp, and you assume they're dead. Yeah.
Yeah, so after this fucking sham trial, she was found guilty. This whole shit was fucked, obviously. We know what happens at that point. Yeah, so again, she was kind of on to live her life as she wanted to. So she lived another 40 years. She remarried. I don't know if she had any more kids. But today, in Edinburgh, in the Grassmarket area, there is called... Hanged Maggie's is a pub that they've dedicated to her in that similar spot.
Wow.
Oh, sick.
So we will have to go as a pilgrimage and drink on Maggie's behalf.
We will.
For sure.
We will.
I will definitely hold up a pint to Maggie.
But that's it. That's my story. You got the woman who couldn't be hung. She does what the fuck she wants.
The girl who could not be
All right,
hung.
that was a
She
sick,
walked on off.
That's sick. That was sick. That's scary.
sick story.
Yeah.
Good story.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate that. Wow, that's beautiful.
Who's next?
I'll jump in here. This one is a little less what's the word I'm looking for? Dumb. Do you know what I mean? It's as
Is it dumb?
It's as I'm kidding. It's as dumb. And honestly, now that everyone has described what their story is about, I feel fucking shitty about telling this story. But my story is about a young man who, at the time this story was taken, which I believe is 2016, was a true believer by the name of Michael. Let's find the last name here really quick. Vacmeal. Michael Vacmeal, a 43-year-old man. He is from Houston. One would assume nothing about him other than he's a regular human being, other than the fact that he believes he is sincerely a vampire.
Oh.
Vampires from
do.
Houston. As you do. If you go to Houston, and I love the city of Houston, love it. We all love the city of Houston. But you could definitely see how someone could absolutely assume they're a vampire if they live in the city of Houston. Fun story about this young man. He believes sincerely he is a vampire. And this particular narrative that I'm telling to the LKP is more so about the vampire culture that lives in the U.S. because our dear friend Michael.
Well, Big Cat, can we back up? Is this what year did this happen? Is this pre-Twilight or is this post-Twilight?
I think
that's very important.
This is very post-Twilight. This is very post-Twilight, very post-True Blood. As you know, if you're an American citizen, apparently we had a period of time where vampires were very popular. They were ripped in their body. They glistened.
Vampires make you hard. That's what happens.
They do. You engaged in very erotic, abusive sex with them. That's what was going on with a lot of people in the U.S. regarding vampires. And Michael was no different. It is a couple of items to Michael's life. He met his current girlfriend, Bloodkasten, which is a German term for blood kittens, at a vampire ball.
Blood kittens?
Blood kittens?
Blood kittens.
Blood kittens.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you find that weird? Did you find that term weird?
I sure
It's
did.
a little odd.
Yeah.
It's a little odd.
I'm unfamiliar is all. I'm
You're
just
unfamiliar
learning.
with the term blood kittens? Blood kittens. He met his current girlfriend, German term for blood kittens, at a vampire ball.
I feel like that's where you would meet a blood kitten. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't meet them at like a Whole Foods.
Think of really any Blade film, and you would understand what's going on here. I don't even think that reference is fair. Again, it would go back to as Connor pointed out, a Twilight reference here. Are they glowing? Are they glistening? Are there sparkles? Do we care? No to all those questions. All those questions. No to all those questions.
It's fine. They get a discount at the local ball because they get the room that doesn't have windows at the like local Wyndham Tree Convention Center.
Yeah.
That's exactly. That's exactly right. He met his current girlfriend at a vampire ball. As it turns out, us human beings do not have teeth that are adequate for piercing skin to suck blood as a vampire does. As many of you know. Which is so weird. Which is so weird because KY, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are at least 2 stories where you have hooked up with a woman and you have bitten her neck. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it was non-sexual. I was there to bite the neck.
You were there to just bite the neck. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have never had sex with a woman where I haven't bitten her neck. Yeah, to blood. To bleed.
yeah.
To bleed. To bleed.
Yep.
Let me see the blood. Let me see the blood. That's what I'm doing here. So anyways, as us humans do not understand, apparently, that's not a adequate means. He goes ahead. She will, his girlfriend, English translation, blood kittens, will cut herself so he can drink the blood. It is a erotic fantasy of this group. It is in this circle of those who circle in the vampiric circles that go on here in the U.S.
So if I might take us on a little rabbit hole here, I actually was in the Marine Corps with a guy who thought that he was a no-shit vampire. Marine Corps is a fucked up place. Anyway, so this kid, he was like fat and gross, and he like wore like trench coats and shit. And he went. This is a fucked up story. Anyways, we got in trouble as like a platoon. We had to like go on a run at like 1:00 in the morning in the middle of the Mojave Desert, and this fucking kid falls because he's fat and out of shape, hits his head on a fucking rock, and dies instantly.
What?
And the first thing, but the first thing out of the sergeant's mouth is like, "Guess you weren't a fucking vampire, bitch."
Jesus Christ!
There's a few things I need to say here. A, we do know the vampires killed Saddam Hussein. We do know that. We do know that.
Factual.
B, that's a horrendous story. I don't know how else to put it.
God, that is
C,
awful.
holy shit. All I have to say is holy shit on that third one.
That might be better than your vampire story, Big Cat.
It's definitely better than my vampire story.
I didn't mean to hijack your story, dude. I'm
No,
sorry.
please, KY, leave all that in.
Yeah.
Don't cut anything here. This is purely... So I'm going to pretend that story did not happen. That was clearly much better than what I have going on here. And we'll continue with this very terrible story I have. And so this segues... I do want to segue into vampiric culture in the United States. It has been researched many times by a few different people. The issue of drinking blood between individuals has been done many times. There has been found no sincere transmission of many blood-transmitted diseases that we have in here. A doc by the name of Dr. John Mayer. John Mayer. One more time.
John Mayer.
John Mayer.
I love his music.
God,
And he's a great doctor.
he's a great doctor, and he found that your body is a wonderland, and that
That was one of his
and that
songs.
the other thing he found is fathers be good to your daughters, and daughters will do as you do,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
daughters become mothers. So
They
mothers
turn
be good
into
to your-
brothers
to your daughters
and
too.
Be good to your brothers too.
Yeah, you got it. You understand. Thanks you for killing my joke. So, okay, anyways, this Dr. John Mayer found that there was a heartbreak warfare, but also understood that
Got me on that
from
one.
a-
Got me on that one.
from a physiological perspective, blood has many nutrients in it that would Give an individual a boost. So from both a physiological, sexual. One more time. Look me in the eyes, KY. Sexual.
I felt it.
You felt it.
I
Okay,
don't
so
wanna
you're
look in
hard.
his
You're
eyes.
hard, and you came. That's on you. You came first. KY, you came first.
I lost.
You're weak.
I lost.
Yeah. And medical perspective, Vacmeal's claim of an energy boost is probably accurate. So this is an individual. This is a real deal psychologist. Okay, a clinical psychologist here in the U.S. who found that after drinking human blood. He is one of many stories of people who drink human blood, believe they're vampires, and have not been killed in J Money's platoon in Iraq.
This was in the United States.
I'm sorry. Have not been killed in the United States.
Yikes.
I read the vampire. I love modern day vampire stories. Because those people are fucking.
They are, and here's the thing. Michael, our hero Michael, is probably fucking the dumbest human being you've ever met.
I watched a documentary about like modern day vampires, and I think the best part of that documentary, I can't remember what it's called, and I can't remember like what syndicate I watched it on, but my favorite type of vampire was the psychological vampire. They would eat your feelings.
Yeah, well, as a teacher, I eat feelings regularly. I
All
think
day.
that's what people yeah, definitely.
I feel like my mom knows about these dark arts in that event. Then she does. Yeah.
And your mom eats feelings. Yeah,
she does. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
for sure.
That's what gives
For
her her power. 100%.
That's how she survives, is on feelings.
Yeah. That's why my sister's
No
so
question.
short, because she took it from her. Yeah. That's right. Now I wanna ask a very pointed question of Big Cat. Did you do this whole story so you could make all those John Mayer jokes? Is that what this is really about?
No, I did not. Honestly, the John Mayer and it's very clear you asked that. It's very good you asked that, and I need everyone listening to understand that was just a bonus. That was the whipped cream on this.
Yeah, I mean, how excited were you when you were reading that article and you saw Dr. John Mayer?
Dr. John Mayer. Oh my! What? Here we go with a lot of jokes. You guys ate about half of my jokes.
No, I loved every John Mayer joke you had.
There was a couple more ahead. I just if you could put this in post for me, KY. If you could put this in post, okay?
Yeah.
The immediate joke was Dr. John Mayer, who after exploring their body was a wonderland, went back and I just left it there so you could put it in post.
And just
okay.
Now it's clean. We got a clean version of it.
Now it's clean. That's a clean cut for you. Cut for you. Yeah.
Right. Well, we're not laughing at it.
There's no question. Once I realized there was Dr. John Mayer, I absolutely had to include him.
Well, I gotta say, your best joke was "Love is a Battlefield" or whatever.
Well, look, Heartbreak Warfare, baby.
Heartbreak
Warfare.
So
Not only is it a shit song, but also it ties in very well here.
It is a fucking shit song.
So is the doctor psychologist guy? He is legitimately saying that essentially drinking human blood gives you energy, like physical energy.
Sincerely prescribes to the idea. So clearly, this man is not. The term I'm gonna use here is very severe, but clearly he is not trusted as a fucking physician in any capacity.
Well, I was gonna say he's not a medical doctor.
Well, he is an MD, and as it turns out, he's shit as his fucking job.
Okay,
he's fucking terrible.
I'll buy that.
And you don't have to believe me. But he's clearly fucking terrible. Yeah, no, he sincerely believes in this idea that drinking blood gives you a particular energy because there's proteins there that you might not get elsewhere, and why would you not do it?
Sure.
Sexual energy.
So basically, you turn Gatorade into Blooderade, and here we are getting our fucking shit together.
Man, the NFL would be a lot more entertaining if those guys were dumping 5-gallon drums of blood on their coaches at the end of the game.
If you could see any fucking player at this point drinking blood on the sidelines and then fucking out there running his fucking brains out, it would be incredible.
I've been waiting to see Nick Saban covered in blood my entire life.
Yeah,
Mm,
well, that's
me
how.
too.
Honestly, that's how he survived the coronavirus recently. So, yeah, I don't mean to date this podcast at any, but I did reference coronavirus. I'm sorry.
Is it Nick Saban or Mark Saban? Did I fuck that
No,
joke
you got
up?
it. No, it's Nick Saban.
Nick.
You got it.
Okay,
It's
all right,
Nick.
all
You
right.
got it.
Yeah, I would have corrected you. I know exactly who that is. So.
Definitely.
Well,
yeah.
I noticed that no one laughed, so I was like, maybe I fucked it up.
It was such a good joke that I can't laugh. It's like when a CNN anchor says something.
Yeah, I'll just go fuck myself.
Stop.
Okay.
J Money is very funny, and he is up very shortly after me in this terrible story about fucking vampires and John Mayer. So,
Now Connor's next.
okay, Connor is next.
Connor's next.
Connor is next. Please forget about anything I just did. So here we go. Connor.
I got to take a break though.
All right, let's pause.
Yeah,
Let's
can we pause?
reload. Let's go to
Yeah.
the bathroom. Let's get sexy.
So I can hear, if you guys are quiet, you can hear Ryan pissing right now.
I can't hear it.
I could totally hear it through my headphones.
All right, good. Everyone's back. All right. So I'm going to talk about an incident in American history called the Kentucky Meat Shower.
That's my favorite porno. Pornhub, if you're listening. The
No,
Kentucky
no,
Meat Shower.
we can't do any more ads for them. We gotta do real ads for real people.
Well, all right.
Oh, I'm
like
sorry.
Pornhub.
I guess Pornhub is not a real thing.
No, it is, but they're not
Wow.
paying us. They're not paying us. We're trying to get paid out here. Anyway, Mr. Connor.
So this was an incident that happened on March 3rd, 1876, where there were chunks of meat measuring about 2 by 2 inches falling from the sky for an hour.
For an hour?
This is very different than the porno I thought you were going to describe.
Yes, in Bath County, Kentucky.
Bath County, Kentucky. For an hour. That's a lot of meat. What the fuck?
That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of, and KY knows a lot of meat.
I know a lot about meat. I know a lot about meat. Oh, mainly pleasure meat. If you guys know what I mean by that, like pleasure meat, pleasure-ish meeting.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of meat. He's held a lot of meat.
He means penis.
He's
yeah.
gripped
a lot
of
about
meat.
penis. A lot about penis.
He's weighed it on a scale.
Yeah, so at the time, there was a farmer's wife, Mrs. Crouch, was making soap on her porch when she saw pieces of meat fall from the sky. She said she was about 40 steps from her house when the meat started to slap the ground. And that's a direct quote from Wikipedia.
Meat started to slap the ground.
Meat slapping the ground. Meat slapping the ground.
First recorded happenstance of meat slapping.
She said the meat looked gristly,
Mm.
and they believed that it was a sign from God.
Oh, what sign? What's the sign?
The sign is that God has a huge dick. I think that's the sign.
He's slapping it
He's
down.
sending cubed versions of his cock down from heaven.
He's sending cubed versions of his cock. Yes, God. Pay attention to the fucking story, KY. Jesus Christ.
I didn't pay attention in Sunday school. That's my problem.
Pieces of the body for everyone. 2 by 2 chunks of meat.
Yeah, see, seriously, if you paid attention to Sunday school, this is a very prominent story. Huge chunks of dick coming from the sky.
I gotta say, if communion was done with cubes of meat, I'd be there every Sunday.
Fuck yeah. That protein hit, bring it back from a hangover? Hell yeah.
Yeah, so these were 2 by 2 inches of meat. No one really knows what type of meat it was. They appeared to be beef, but apparently at the time there was 2 gentlemen that, of course, they tasted the meat, and they judged it to be lamb or deer.
Well, and it was clearly blessed because it came from the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
That's
the
important.
holiest of meat.
It's the holiest of meat. If it comes from the sky, you're gonna eat it. Yeah, definitely.
Connor, you said it was gristly. That means it was cooked or not cooked?
I assume it means it was more like fatty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marbled is the nicer terminology. It was marbled.
Oh, wow.
I didn't think
Okay,
that's that.
I'll take that.
That's marbling
I'll take
is
that.
though. I think isn't gristly like it's tougher cuts of meat that are hard to chew. That's gristly. Marbled is what you want.
Marbled is how the guy at Costco sells it to you. Okay, but I'm sorry, at Moscow sells it to you. You don't like
Moscow.
And Ryan just got a grill, so he's been talking to a lot of weird men in shorts.
I've been talking to a lot of weird men behind counters. Yeah,
About cooking meat.
about cooking meat.
So a lot of people really wanted to try this mystery meat. There was a local hunter identified it as bear meat.
Okay.
Some people also identified it as horse and even human meat.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ooh.
And if you've ever tasted horse and you've tasted human, they taste very similar.
That's
Just for
true.
our listeners. Yeah, definitely.
Any modern day vampires out there? You'd know.
Any modern day, you would know. You modern day vampires. Yeah.
The Blood Kitten Club.
Michael Vic Mail, or whatever the fuck I just reported on. You would know. You would know.
He doesn't even remember
That guy would know.
That guy would know.
I don't mean to make polarizing statements, but if you believe you're a modern day vampire, don't fucking listen to our podcast.
And feel free to visit fuckthispodcast.ca to weigh in on how much you dislike this podcast.
to go ahead and weigh in on how much you dislike, because we need the fucking traffic. So,
Wow. Okay, so they thought it could be human or just it could be any meat. It really sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it went to Scientific American and like the New York Times. So like the meat got analyzed by a whole bunch of different people, and they identified it mostly as like lung meat.
so when we say analyze, do they mean it shows up and then everyone is like, guys, in the staff lounge is a mystery meat. Go ahead and take a bite, see what you think.
Yeah, I mean, it's the 1800s. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what they were doing, what kind of tests they were running on it.
Yeah.
It's really just the 5 best local butchers. I know how to deal with meat, damn it.
It's a surgeon from the first story that KY told us.
That's right.
Yeah. It's that same surgeon.
Like, oh yeah, she's definitely dead. You guys can bury her now. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Definitely, I'll tell you what, this meat is from someone who's dead.
Yeah.
You can bury that person now.
But yeah, they tried to figure out what was going on. The theory is it was caused by vultures that were flying overhead, and that they were vomiting up what they had just eaten, which was just whatever meat they had found.
That's disgusting. Wow. Okay.
And they tried it.
And apparently, like, when one vulture starts vomiting, the rest of them do it too. It's like part of like a packed instinct or something. So there was like this 50 by 100 foot area where it was just raining down vulture vomit. And it was all these just chunks of meat.
That's disgusting on so many levels.
Hey, people are just scooping it up like, well, it tastes like bear to me.
Yeah.
And some vulture's like, oh, God, that Five Guys is really coming back on me.
Why did I eat Thai tonight? This was terrible.
It looks so juicy.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, but that's really the only explanation of how it could happen. Because no one can think of anyone else, or like how else it would happen, of why meat is falling from the sky.
Sincerely, people believe, well, there was a pack of vultures, and they all started vomiting at the same time. So
Wouldn't someone have seen a pack of vultures, like, all vomiting up in the sky? They don't fly in the clouds.
Yeah,
They don't fly in the clouds.
maybe.
That is true. That's a good...
I don't know, if you're some poor old lady making soap on your front porch and like chunks of meat starting to fly out of the sky, the last thing I'm looking for is a pack of vultures.
That is true. That is true. And this was the 1800s, so people were dumb. People were very dumb.
This is some new age Chicken Little bullshit. It's not about making bread. It's chunks of meat falling out of the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Honestly, that would be terrifying. And then to top that off, if it's vultures who are vomiting, I don't know what the fuck I would make of that whole scenario.
Let KY eat it.
I would definitely let KY eat it, because honestly, he got lynched in the first story. We tried to save him, and then I would just let him fucking eat the vulture vomit.
Guy, there are people out there that drink coffee made from coffee beans shit out by some, like, marsupial in the fucking jungle.
That is true.
I'm sure there's some asshole that would love to eat regurgitated bird meat.
Yeah, it's better that way. You get a lot more nutrients when it comes out of their stomach.
I mean, it astounds me that the first person who ate kale got somebody else to eat kale, and that's how this shit starts. It just takes off like this, and it's some masochist is out there doing this.
It is,
Yeah.
and he's doing it for everything. He's like, look, I just ate asphalt. You know what's great about asphalt? All the ass and fault that comes with the asphalt. Go ahead and eat it. And he's out there just having people eat asphalt.
KY, I'm assuming you brought this up because you had to eat kale at one point.
Oh my god. I can't even get into it. Not only is it very harmful to the mouth, but unsurprisingly, my body, which is not used to taking in any plant material at all, just shot it out as if it had to be done. It had to be gone immediately.
It's just for our listeners, KY's insides look like Elmer's glue. Okay, it basically looks like a jar of Elmer's glue. It's as white and as plain as Elmer's glue, and that's where we're at right now.
I forced myself to eat blue kale for a week, and it was the most disgusting experience of my life. Someone's like, "Oh, it's a superfood," and I was just dumb enough to be like, "Superfood, you say? I'll give it a shot." Fuck that. Fuck kale. Fuckkale.com. Connor, look it up.
we're making moves this night.
I spent so much money tonight just buying domain names.
Absolutely.
We don't even have a budget.
No
It's
budget.
important to have them all.
All on domains.
It's just me dropping $20 a week on Facebook boosts.
Find us on Facebook at Lesser Known People.
Find us on Facebook.
Comment about this episode. Comment about how much you love kale, and then we'll comment back and tell you to go kill yourself.
Instagram, hit us up. Lesser known people. Okay.
All right, I'll do a plug. Calm down, guys. Okay. If you like our episodes, hit us up on our website, lesserknownpeople.com. Find us on Facebook, Lesser Known People Podcast on Facebook. We have the Lesser Known People Podcast on Instagram. We have a Twitter account. We have other things. We've got little threads on Reddit now. Find us on Spotify. Find us on iTunes. Find us on Podbay. Find us on Pocket Cast, Overcast. We're all over the place. Come find us. Drop us a line. Tell us what you want us to do. We will do it, and we'll give you a shout-out when we do it.
All on the dark web. You can find us on the dark web. We'll be out there. Yeah.
Dark web, light web, Sundays, Mondays. Any day of the week. Where are you at? Come listen to us.
That's exactly right.
We're your sluts. We're your media sluts.
Oh, yeah. Gaping
I will
our
show you my slut
bee
hole.
holes for that media.
Speaking of gaped bee holes, J Money, you're up next, baby.
Oh, Connor, you done with that story?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm up. I'm J Money. I have a story for you. This guy is a fucking ghoul. He's a goblin. He's fun to read about. This was actually sent to me by one of our listeners who I'm pretty sure she doesn't want me to mention her name, so I won't. No one actually wants to be associated with our podcast. But one of our listeners sent me this to do a full story on. Unfortunately, there is just not enough time. There wouldn't be enough information about the guy to do a full story on, so it was perfect for this Halloween episode. This guy's name is Ed Gein. Has anyone ever heard of him?
Oh yeah,
You've heard of him, KY?
yeah. Isn't
Okay.
he? He's out of Wisconsin, isn't he?
Yep.
Yep. Oh yeah.
This guy. So I wasn't gonna do the story, and then as I read down, there's a part where it lists all the weird shit they found in his house, and I was like, I gotta fucking do it. I have to do the story, and it's perfect for the Halloween episode. So Ed Gein, he was born August 27th, 1906. He died July 26th, 1984. Which I think is kind of weird. You guys know that most people die within a month of their birthday?
That is strange. I've never heard that. Okay.
What?
I'll take that. All
right. Well, I gotta kill Sean in the spring. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that prior. When I was locked up, one of my fucking things I had to do for my to become a good person again was I had to make headstones, and a lot of people that I made headstones for actually died on their birthday. Like an outrageous amount of people actually died on their birthday.
What does that say about what we wish for?
Death. Wish for death
I
always.
don't know.
Apparently, we wish for death. Yeah,
I think it's a nice little bookend to your life. You know what I mean? It's kind of hemmed in, perfect.
Yeah.
Close the door.
It makes it easier for the guy doing your fucking headstone.
I just got one fucking date I gotta remember. That's okay.
Yeah. Man, getting old must suck dicks, man, if you're just willing to die on your birthday.
That's exactly right. I'm out here. I'm just living life, watching General Hospital. About to go kill myself over here.
I've watched every episode of Murder, She Wrote, and I'm out.
I'm done. I'm done with this. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, Mr. Ed Gein, holy shit.
Yeah, as we do, we get off topic. Ed Gein, he is known as the Butcher of Plainfield, or the Plainfield Ghoul. He was an American convicted of murder. He was a murderer and a body snatcher out of Plainfield, Wisconsin in 1957. So that's kind of his era. He was actually active between 1954 and 1957. There was an incident in November 16th, 1957. A hardware store owner in Plainfield disappeared. Her name was Bernice Warden. Her son, a deputy sheriff, went to go check on his mother. He went into the hardware store that she owned. She found the cash register was open, the money was gone, and he found blood stains on the floor. He conducted a pretty quick investigation. Someone had seen Ed Gein in and around the store earlier that day. They actually found a transaction of him buying antifreeze in the area, or from the store. Sorry. So they actually went and arrested Gein that day, and then they searched his house. And this is the reason that I wanted to tell the story, because the shit that they found in his house was just fucking unreal. And I want to go down the list of all the things that they found when they searched the house. One of the first things they found was Warden's decapitated head. So, and maybe he's innocent. Maybe he is. Maybe someone else cut the head off and put it there.
Someone else beheaded him in the house.
Possible.
That happens all the time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's happened to me on a number of occasions. So they found her body hung upside down. There was a crossbar between her legs and ropes on her wrists. And one of the...
Quit turning me on. You know what
Dude,
I mean? I'm super hard right now on this story. God damn. Oh my God. Wow.
One of the cops actually said she had been dressed out like a deer. And if anyone who's ever been deer hunting, you hang the deer upside down, you cut it open from top to bottom, you let everything fall out of it, you let it lay there and hang so the blood can drain, and you can work on it and skin it later.
Yeah, that sounds exactly what I've seen in my dad's garage.
Yes, yeah.
People, deer, enemies.
Exactly. I do this.
There.
Deer, women, I do the same thing across the board. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so when the authorities were searching this guy's house, they found whole human bones and bone fragments. They found a basket of human skin.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Wait. Was it was a wastebasket full of human skin or made of human skin?
Made of human skin.
Oh God.
So this guy had some time.
That's time with these bodies. Oh my God. Okay.
But that's just like the tip of the iceberg. There was like such a long list of shit they found in this house. So, wastebasket of human skin. They found human skin seat cushions. So chair seat coverings made fashioned of human skin, which like I'm picturing in my head, and I imagine all of the sickest shit woven into a seat, like just like a scrotum here and like a kneecap there.
Well, everyone knows the scrotum is the tenderest of human skin.
Scrotum is the best fucking furniture possible.
Right,
Absolutely, no question.
Right, and Connor's right. The scrotum really is the filet mignon of any body part.
It's very moldable.
Could you imagine the chef of a waistband that like shrivels up when it gets cold.
Yeah.
God damn it! Turn the heat up. I can't throw this away.
Apparently it's cold. Yeah.
Like a coin purse, like a little coin pouch made out of a scrotum. Like, it's too cold, you can't put so much money in it, you know?
It's seasonal savings. I just can't put as much in the holidays. You know how it is.
But when it's hot outside, you can fit
Oh, man.
bars of gold.
Yeah. You're taking your margarita in the road. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Straight
Dude, in
nuggets.
this fucking summertime, my fucking nutsack is taped to my fucking kneecap, dude. Rough.
Good to know.
Don't need that information.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cross the fucking line?
You didn't cross any
We just
line.
talked-
You didn't cross any line. These people are they can't handle this, and you keep going, Connor. That's what I'm going to say.
I will keep going. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Why did I just say that? Everybody keep going. Everybody keep going. Justin, keep going for me.
It's late in the night. We're all drunk. It's whatever.
I'm fucking hammered.
Just so we're
Yes.
clear.
So hammered. Fuck this podcast.
All right. We got off track again, but that's cool. All right. So, human skin seat cushions. He had skulls on his bedpost. He had bowls made of human skulls, as you do. I just imagine eating like morning breakfast out of a human skull. That's fucking rocking. That's so hardcore heavy metal shit. I love it.
Man, he's like effortlessly heavy metal.
Dude, yeah. Before heavy metal, 1957. It's crazy. He had a corset made of a human female torso from shoulders to waist.
God, that's so hot.
Is he wearing
Dude.
it? Who's wearing it? What's it for?
I don't know. It's like a Wild Bill scenario.
Yeah. Use it or don't,
Buffalo
dude.
Bill. Sorry.
Definitely Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill. He was in the Americas. He, frontiersman also had a lot of kinks, a lot of S&M with him.
Yeah. And we don't want to kink shame anybody, but it bothers me if you're killing somebody, man, just use all the shit for something you're going to use. If he's not wearing the corset, dude, grow up. Come on. Make something
Grow the
you're going
fuck
to use.
up, bro. Grow the fuck
Yeah.
up. You're a frontiersman.
Come on.
You know what you like. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
Continue your story, Connor.
So funny to you.
J Money will continue his story.
J Money will continue the story.
J Money will continue the story.
He had masks made out of human skin. There was a woman that went missing in the area. Her name was Mary Hogan. He had her face in a paper bag.
Oh.
He had Mary Hogan's skull in a box. They found Bernice Warden's heart in a plastic bag. There were 9 vulva in a shoebox.
Oh, we all know about that.
Gotta keep those for safekeeping.
I keep all my or maybe it's vulvae. I don't know. Vulvas? I don't know how to say it.
Vulvi.
That's the full vagina, right?
No one here knows.
Yeah,
The whole outside of it.
Never
yes.
seen female anatomy in my life. Outside of killing them, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 5 virgins. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. He had a young girl's dress for whatever reason. The last items really fucking get my goat. He had a belt made of human nipples.
You cannot think of the least part of the human body least capable of taking on tension than the nipple.
Yeah, I know.
And he uses it for a belt. That's not keeping anything up, man.
The last thing I want to test tensile strength on is my nipple. I can't
Yeah.
stand it.
So, J Money, what was the outcome with this individual? Is that what we're getting right now? Are you about to tell us?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get to that. I mean, he was ultimately, he actually spent the rest of his life in prison. So earlier when I was presenting, he died in 1984. So these events took place in 1957. So he was sentenced to prison time, of course. Maybe not according to this, not to death. I think he died of heart disease or some type of disease. I can't remember. Not really relevant to the story, but he did live out the rest of his days in prison. But there are a couple more things on this list of shit that they found in his house. They found 4 severed noses. They found a pair of lips on a window shade drawstring. drawstring.
Honestly,
That's hard to say.
guys, don't knock it till you try it. Do
Right.
you know what I mean?
But can you imagine being like, let's get some light in here to really see what's going on, and you touch a pair of fucking lips that you think is like, oh, it's dusty caterpillars. Fuck.
Dusty caterpillars. Dusty caterpillars.
What else would lips feel like? I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Dead lips? I have no idea.
Okay.
That's what I think. When I
Okay.
put my chapstick on in the morning, I think, get some moisture in these dusty
Wow,
caterpillars.
these are dusty caterpillars right out of bed. Whoa, I've been sleeping with these dusty caterpillars on my face.
I'd like to keep it PG in my bedroom, if that's okay with you. Thank you very much.
That's insane. Yeah, well, you do have married sex. There's no question. It's very PG in there. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is missionary all the time.
Missionary. I'm going to fuck you the hardest missionary ever right now.
No, I just apologized the whole time. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm
Sorry.
sorry with every single thrust.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
All right, so the last thing on this list was a lampshade made of human faces,
Ugh.
which I thought was just fucking rad.
Holy shit. I have nothing clever to say about that. God.
No, there's nothing to say about it. There's no way to make a joke.
Oh. Sorry, my only thought is he obviously was a monster, blah, 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 caveats going everywhere. Did he think he was going to, like, need extra? Like, you have an old car, it keeps breaking down, get 2 radiators, get a couple extra pairs of brake pads, better have an extra set of lips, and 9 vulvae hanging out in case you need them. Like,
in case you need an extra vagina, yeah, here we go.
Get a couple.
Extra
Get
lips.
9.
Get a couple. Or as they say, dusty centipedes. That's what we compare lips to. Get an extra pair of dusty centipedes.
Dusty caterpillars.
I will
come
try to
on.
compare everything to fucking dusty centipedes for the rest of my fucking life. I might be colorblind, and there are people on the screen who are the exact same to me, but god damn it, I will use dusty centipedes entirely through the entirety of my
Just
life.
anytime you think of dry lips, think get a couple dusty centipedes in here.
We got some dusty centipedes back here.
You have my permission to use it.
Yeah, KY, to answer your question, there was a little bit of insight into his mentality. So he did confess to the 2 murders of Bernice Warden and I feel like an asshole for Mary Hogan. I feel like an asshole for forgetting her name. So he did confess those 2 murders, but he also confessed to digging up graves in order to find the shit he used to fashion his weird materials, his weird things out of. The article did go into a little bit about him, like he explaining in his own words, going to these cemeteries and like digging up bodies and leaving in a haze. Like he was like, it almost like he was alluding to being possessed or some shit. I don't know. Interesting to note, he did say that he only dug up women that looked like his dead mother.
Oh my god!
There's always a gross mom piece.
Woo! There's such an insanely psychological gross mom piece, yeah.
Because that makes total sense. You just want vulvas that look like your mom's.
Right.
And you want to make a lampshade out of them.
Oh, got it. Yikes.
Look, before any of you ask, Dean did say that he never fucked any of the dead bodies, but he said he only didn't fuck the dead bodies because they smelled too bad.
Oh.
Which I respect that. I respect
Sure,
that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I just want to know, there's a reflective element when you reach a point in your life where you have to confirm to people that you fucked or did not fuck dead bodies. I just want everyone to absorb that for a second.
Yeah, when you have to justify whether or not you fucked a dead body, your life has taken a turn. Probably for the worse.
Yeah.
Did I fuck or did I not fuck this dead body? And now I have to tell this to a jury.
I just imagine like the reporter outside of the courtroom after the sentencing, like, Mr. Geen, did you fuck him?
Oh, no. They smell too bad. You know how it is.
No, I didn't. Obviously, I didn't fuck them. They smelled bad. Why would I fuck them? Why would I smuck them? Why would I fuck them?
I have a lamp of faces. I didn't have sex with anything. Are you kidding me?
I didn't have.
Yeah.
I didn't have sex with my lamp, bro. I didn't have sex with my lamp. God, that's disgusting.
These people were my furniture. You think I'm a fucking monster? Get the fuck out of here.
Do you fuck your couch? Come on, dude.
I mean, growing up, there were some tales to be told.
there were some sexy love seats I've had in my past. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know,
You know, they look dummy thick.
Look, so that's all I got on Ed Gein, man. Do you guys have any last words on that?
Okay,
one?
so I have one comment. He spent so much time fashioning this stuff. Like, he had obviously needle and thread everywhere. This guy's like a crafter. If this was the age of Pinterest, he may have been very, very popular until people figured out it was humans.
Right.
He bounces into a Michael's and is like, I need to make a couple of cushions, but I'm filling it with a leathery kind of bounding it with leathery type material. What would hold good against like decaying flesh?
And then the woman like escorts him over to an aisle like, well, we got these puffer items here.
Yeah, here's your foam. Here's your oil-based latex.
Here are the packing pellets. Maybe that'll work for you.
Do like a beanbag chair thing.
You're gonna want to stay away from the Martha Stewart home goods. Check out our Ed Gein selection here in the corner.
Ed Gein, very good.
It's
at
just
packing.
human faces on the rack. Oh, hon, ball sacks and vulvas are around back. You know, the kids get into them.
Ball sacks. We got all the ball sacks you'd want around the back.
Jesus. Yeah, so I will say I had heard about Ed Gein before, and I think people who are big fans of true crime have maybe heard about him before. He's not super well known, but I did a factoid. I think that the discovery of this was the inspiration for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It was, yes.
Oh no shit!
Oh shit!
Wow.
I actually,
cool.
when I first read about it, and I did read the Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing. When I first read about it, it really struck me as Alfred Hitchcock's. Oh, geez, what the fuck is it called? It's not the Bates Motel. That's like the series made on it.
Psycho?
Psycho, yeah, thank you, Psycho. It did remind me of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho because of the whole mom thing.
Yeah, grim shit. You know, if only he could have sucked his girlfriend's blood. You know, just kept it PG.
Yeah. Honestly,
kept it
if he could have,
upstairs.
yeah, you just go to a nice. If someone had reached him early enough and said, "Just go to a vampire ball, suck your girlfriend's blood."
Grow up, dude.
It'd be a great time.
Just suck your girlfriend's blood.
Yeah, just suck your girlfriend's blood, bro.
I think in the end, was he actually trying to eat his mama's pussy? Is that what this is really about?
He was trying to eat his mama's pussy. I do think, yeah, that's a super 100%.
I mean, he had 9 copies of it. He was definitely trying to eat it.
9 copies of his mama's pussy. Yeah.
Don't you know? I just can't get it right, and boy, have I been trying.
Oh, we haven't done it. We haven't done a Midwestern accent the whole time.
Holy moly!
Holy Moses!
Oh, jeez. Oh, it looks like you lost your vulva again.
You know what? I think I got a spare under my bed in a shoebox. You know, some of them, gosh, they're in rough shape. They're beaten like a cabin screen door, if you know what I mean.
Lost your vulva again. I got some spare vaginas under the bed, if you know what I mean. There we go.
Okay, why that might be the best joke we've ever had.
I stole that from another Midwesterner that I heard recently, and I was like, God, that's so freaking Midwest. Oh, God.
Beaten like a cabin screen door. Holy shit. Well, he had 9 of them, so we probably had a few years running each. Oh, wait, how many miles do you get on one vulva?
A lifetime, you hope.
You get used. One would say till death do us part.
Yes.
Oh, guys. Okay, that's all I got in Ed Gein, guys.
Wow.
Here we go. We're rounding the corner to our final presentation.
Let's all go on a magic carpet ride together.
Yeah, take us there. Take us out of this fucking shit show, Sean.
Yeah, I want you guys to fly high with me here. This is we're gonna reach into some darker depths, but I promise you there are some very strange angles to this that should bring us out of the dark depths. Let's put it more like that. I think the best thing to do is to just give you the preface as I see it for our friend Rodney James Alcala.
Rodney James Alcala. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Born Rodrigo Yach Alcala Bucor.
I'm not going to even try that
Nailed
one. I'm
it.
not going to try that one.
Yep. So, preface. Rodney James Alcala is an American convicted rapist and serial killer who was sentenced to death in California for 5 murders committed in that state between 77 and 79, received an additional sentence of 25 years to life after pleading guilty to 2 homicides committed in New York between 71 and 77, but his true victim count remains unknown and could be much higher. Details at 11.
So what you're saying is he's a contestant on The Bachelor.
As a matter of fact, Alcala is sometimes called the dating game killer because of his 1978 appearance on the television show The Dating Game in the midst of his murder spree.
Well done.
Sick. Well done. Well done. Snaps
Thank
for
you,
Ryan.
guys. Thank
Snaps
you.
for Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Give it to me. Give it to
I
me.
gotta appreciate him. He knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. I had no idea. That was a gamble. That joke was a gamble.
So Alcala compiled a collection of more than 1,000 photographs of women and teenage girls and boys, many in sexually explicit poses. Yeah, they bounced around. The details to come further will show that he just they thought they hit him on one charge, shit would go sideways, he'd come back. When he finally got put in jail, they actually came back years later while he was in jail and was like, okay, we got to add more to your charge because we found this, and then that one, and then that one. And then another one in New York too. What the fuck, dude?
God.
So yeah, just as a quick I already did a preface. Before Rodney was known to be a terrible person. Born in San Antonio, Texas in 1943, his father moved the family to Mexico pretty early in life, around when he was 9, and then dipped out 3 years later. They hitch it to Mexico when he's 9. His mom's like, "What you doing?" And he's like, "Getting cigarettes." Never comes back. Mexican cigarettes too. Those will definitely kill
And
you.
those will kill you. Those kill you on first puff. Yeah.
Yep. So of course, Mexico. They couldn't stay in Mexico. Mom moved to L.A. And he pretty early on. I think he went earlier than you're supposed to. 17 years old, joined the army. I don't know if that was plausible or not.
I mean, I joined the Marine Corps at 17, and I turned 18 in boot camp. So yeah.
Did you have to? But did your mom have to sign a waiver?
Yep, she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Well, so he went in the army in 1961 just as a clerk, but within 3 years he had a nervous breakdown in about 64, went AWOL, rolled out to his mom's house. They fucking caught him at his mom's house, brought him in, and after a quick psych evaluation, they were like, yeah, he's antisocial personality disorder, and we're just going to medically discharge him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're a fucking admin person, like a clerk, and you have a mental breakdown because of how rigorous your job is, you're fucking pussy.
Excuse me, as someone who professionally does paperwork, I constantly want to kill myself, so a little defense. This guy's a monster, but office work sucks dick, alright?
Alright.
Don't be so judgy. You just be up there in your castle.
I'm sorry,
hard
KY.
work.
I'm sorry, KY.
But he obviously just couldn't handle any responsibility. That was really what it seems like.
Well, no, definitely not. The funnier part is that, when they caught him as AWOL, gave him his psych evaluation and said, well, it's just, they put down antisocial personality disorder. I've never heard of that. If you're just antisocial, I think you're just known as an asshole. That's just... Okay, well, the fun part is that later on, when they caught him for all these terrible things, they went back and looked at his psych evaluations and the notes and all the stuff that they had from it, and they were like, actually, he should have been hit with narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, malignant narcissism plus psychopathy, and sexual sadism with comorbidities.
As someone who is studying many psychiatric dispositions right now, when you talk about personality disorders, a lot of them are kind of co-associated with one another. So if you had an item like there are clear distinctions between one another, but they do oftentimes kind of blend between one another. So an item of, for example, like you said, a antisocial personality disorder, you would have potentially elements that dabble with narcissistic personality disorder, that sort of thing. At least in modern DSM-5.
So a lot of the times within that guideline, you're saying that if you're going to hit one of those, they're usually going to be connected with others.
Yeah, you could potentially have others. And so you'll give like a blanket kind of initial diagnosis of someone, and then you would try to kind of see where they are pigeonhole wise on the rest of the spectrum. The issue with personality disorders, and God, Jesus Christ, I'm not trying to take away from your story. The issue with personality disorders is those are individuals, if they come into a treatment like a therapy, they have to kind of be willing to take on the therapy, because otherwise it's fertile. It doesn't make any sense, because they're not going to see any progression. You can't essentially you can't say to someone, hey, you have this disorder or this personality disorder, you need to go X, Y, and Z for it. That's not going to work, because they will just kind of disregard you. They have to buy into it.
Yeah, and that person's like, oh, right, I am antisocial. I fucking hate people. I didn't even realize.
Oh, you're right. I do use people for my own disposition and then try to abusively pull them back in after I've used them. Yeah, absolutely. That's totally me. Never happens.
Seems fine. Seems measured. Absolutely. And all those
Normal
we
Tuesday.
know.
I don't get it.
If you're thinking of these people, they're always willing to recognize these faults in themselves and then get help.
That's
for
exactly
it.
right. Yeah, they're always willing. I need help. And the thing is, I have so many fucking personality disorders. That's the big issue that's going on here.
And it's funny you mention it now, because I had so many plans to like rape and murder people tonight. Dude, you got me at the right time.
So yeah, he AWOL at 1964. He's like 21 or so. He gets medically discharged from the army without any big, slaps on the wrists or anything more than that. And he actually went into the UCLA School of Fine Arts for film.
Yes.
Any film affiliated person in college, I would think, is definitely has some type of DSM-5
Diagnoses.
reference diagnosis.
Yes.
Sean, what did you go to college for?
Interdisciplinary humanities. Suck a dick.
Also known as 4 minors. That's what that means.
It was three plus a fake
This is
Spanish
three.
test. That was the best part.
There you go.
4 minors, like...
Yep, we're gonna get out of the way. We're gonna get out of the way.
Where are we going here? I thought this was the blood sucking podcast.
It's a liberal arts degree, not a film degree. We're done here.
Look, I thought we meant... I was talking about miners with a pickaxe and, like, lamps. You guys are fucking sick.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys are
we are.
fucking
It is.
sick.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's on us. That is on us. And that's because I have a personality disorder, and I admit to it. It's DSM-5 stuff, yeah.
I assumed he was talking about children.
We gotta cut the whole fucking joke. The whole fucking joke.
God damn it.
All right. So here's where it starts turning down a dirty road, you guys. Whew. You're gonna enjoy that film joke here in about 2 seconds when you realize the details that are about to pop out.
Yeah, give me the details.
Alcala committed. All right. With the
She's
dicks
friends with
in.
Roman Polanski? What's going on?
Actually,
Yes, a Roman Polanski joke. Perfect.
you guys, yes. Actually, Roman Polanski is involved.
Yeah.
What?
See you guys, good night. I'm done.
Yeah.
Connor's leaving. He fucking knew it. He knew it was coming. He's done with this shit.
Ryan saw the future. Connor has now saw the future tonight. Oh my god, you guys are seers, soothsayers.
Primarily soothsayers, yeah. Here we are.
Soothsayers. So, 1968, he's getting about done at UCLA. Eyewitnesses in Los Angeles called police after watching him lure an 8-year-old girl into his Hollywood apartment. When police arrived, they kicked the door and the girl was found alive, raped, and beaten with a steel bar, but the man had already fled. To evade the resulting arrest warrant, he left the state, zoomed across the country to New York, enrolled into New York University Film School, and started studying under Roman Polanski and went to many of Roman Polanski's student parties.
What the fuck are the rules on enrolling in universities? 68, apparently you could do fucking anything and enroll. Absolutely, we'll take you, Richard fucking Ramirez, the fucking Night Stalker. Yes, we'll take you. No question. Wow.
I feel bad about my joke now.
Yeah, I feel bad about my
Can I
joke.
take that back?
That's all it took. He changed his name to John Berger. It's fine.
Changed his name to John Berger. Absolutely.
John
Okay,
Berger.
so there is a name change there. Okay. Now, I will say, as someone who may or may not work in higher ed, they'll take a fucking pulse. They gotta hit them numbers, baby.
Mhm.
It's a business.
Mhm.
Yeah, so holy shit. Man, wow. Yeah, so he got under Roman Polanski and he was like, all right, I did a lot of bad shit in LA, just gotta do a quick restart in New York, get this thing going again.
And Polanski was like, absolutely.
Get in here, buddy. I also love people on the younger side, and that's all I'm gonna say.
No, I love children. You say it. You say
Yeah.
it.
So was Polanski fucking 13-year-olds at this time, or was that later?
I mean,
on?
I'm sure he was just going about his business, you know.
Definitely dabbling in the 13-year-old pool. Yes.
Yeah, I think we all feel very comfortable in assigning that to him.
Yeah. No, we're
Yeah.
all fine
Yep.
in saying that he was swimming and it was not Adult Swim, if you know what I mean.
No, it was not after hours. Not at all.
No.
So yeah, he kind of like on the side, you know, he was going to New York University, dealing with Polanski. He also got a job as a counselor at a New Hampshire arts camp for children.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
What the?
I can't
What
stop. I
is
can't.
background checks?
There were no background checks, apparently. That did not exist.
John Berger, Social Security number 123456789. This looks about right.
Yeah.
There's no national database at the time, apparently, either. So it's like, yeah, he's fine. This guy checks out. This John Berger. He's cool.
Get him in here, man.
I love burgers. This John guy checks out. He's fine.
He's great. Let's give him unsupervised access to children. Let's do that.
Let's go.
Yeah, well,
Go.
you know, shit. All I had to do is get my fingerprints taken, and I became a substitute teacher. So obviously, things haven't really changed.
No, they haven't. That's true. That's true. That's true.
I would never put Sean on the scale of these motherfuckers.
No, you would never. Okay, to clear Sean's
even
name. To
jokingly.
clear Sean's name right now, he has never done anything in his life. So it's not even compared to this. Stop. Everyone
I don't know
stop.
how to feel good or bad about this.
That might have been the second best joke of the night.
Sean's like, I still feel very hurt by this.
So in the 3 years since the Hollywood apartment kidnapping of the girl and all that, the FBI had added Alcala, his real name, you know, Rodney Alcala. They added him to the 10 most wanted fugitives in early 1971. Took them 3 years to add him to the fucking list.
Yeah.
Anywho, 2 kids at the fucking arts camp recognized his photo on an FBI poster at the post office.
Yeah.
He got caught up real quick.
They post all over.
Yeah.
Timmy, isn't that Mr. Berger? That's Mr. Berger. Berger got chomped, all right. He got taken,
Holy shit.
extradited back to California. But here's where shit started to go crazy.
As if it hasn't already been crazy.
Okay, this is like just hearkening back in the worst of ways. I don't actually want to connect this, but it still touched my mind. What happened with this guy and the court case of what happened between him and this girl and the terrible things that he did are similar to one of my previous stories. Maria Oktyabrskaya, you know, she was the tank driver. She kept going through the same situations of driving the tank. Something would blow up. She'd get out and do it again and then get back in and go at it again. Similar to this guy, he went to court. They, couldn't convict him at first because the girl and the family fucking fled. They didn't want to show up for the court case.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Not at
one
all.
way to do it. Yeah.
So he got super lesser charge. He was out in like 2 years on something called indeterminate sentencing, which was a popular program at the time, allowing people to get paroled super early because they said, hey, I'm cool now. I'm not going to do it again. And the court system's like, all right, let him go.
Wow.
He said he was good. He said he's good. Let him go.
He's trustworthy. He rapes kids. This guy's
very
totally cool.
This guy, honestly, I can't convict him, but at the same time, I trust him. Damn.
Yeah, you know. He showed them, though, less than 2 months. Less than 2 months, he got caught with a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. Somebody just killed this guy.
Funny
What's
thing.
happening?
Gets taken to, he doesn't get caught doing anything to her. He just gets caught giving her a ride to school. So that definitely ruins his parole. But again, it wasn't as big of a deal, so it was like another 2 years, and he got out on indeterminate sentencing again.
Holy shit.
So here's kind of a crazy part right here. In 1977, after his second release, for whatever godforsaken reason, his current parole officer allowed him, a repeat offender and known flight risk, to go to New York City. Within a week of getting there, it was later proved anyway, but the story goes, he killed Ellen Jane Hover, who was the daughter of the popular Hollywood nightclub Ciro's and goddaughter of Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. Her remains were found buried on the grounds of the Rockefeller estate in Westchester County.
Wow.
What the? Wow, that's a lot there. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Sammy Davis Jr.'s
Goddaughter.
So like a quasi-famous... So, sorry, she was the daughter of who specifically again?
So it was a famous Hollywood nightclub's owner. It was his daughter, but because, of his lifestyle and his owning the nightclub,
Right.
he was cool with Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr., who became the godfathers, both of them,
Yeah.
godfathers of his daughter. This girl, who at
Jesus.
23 years old, was killed by him while he's on parole and allowed to travel to New York.
Because back then, parole meant, you got to come back to trial.
Put a country in between us. Yeah. Get out there.
And somehow he made it onto the
Yeah.
Rockefeller estate? Like, really? How the fuck do you even get on? I don't even know where that is, but I know they got a lot of money. I'm assuming there'd be guard dogs. I'm thinking like Mr. Burns on The Simpsons. How'd you get
It's
on
gotta be
to
somebody.
the fucking estate?
Similar, yeah.
Shortly after, that was a thing that, it happened, but they didn't catch him until later because of DNA evidence that came around decades later that connected him to it. So anyways, he didn't get caught for that. Came back from New York. No one knows that he killed this Ellen Jane Hover. And then in 1978, he's working for the Los Angeles Times as a typesetter. And on the side, he's also working as a fashion photographer. Funny thing, as an LA Times typesetter, he actually got, he was known for the stuff he had done previously. He was actually interviewed as if he might have been the Hillside Strangler in 1978.
Oh.
They let him go, but then they also found a bunch of weed in his possession, so he went to jail for about a year.
God damn it.
But on and off, as he's doing his fashion photography on the side and not being a naked, he got a lot of parents to let him photograph kids as he was a professional fashion photographer in basically naked settings.
Okay, I gotta tell you, this guy is a horrendous criminal, but literally the criminal justice system is even fucking worse than he is, where they are, apparently, there's no training involved with what they do, and he's just out here like, oh yeah, I didn't murder her, but you can put me away for all the drugs I have on me right now, that's fine.
It's just weed, but
It's just weed.
that girl's dead back there.
Yeah,
but
she's
it's
dead.
fine.
The girl in
It's
the
fine.
back is dead, definitely. She's definitely dead. She's definitely dead.
Yeah. Ignore all of the pictures I have of naked children,
Yeah,
but
but definitely
take my weed.
take my weed, take the dead girl. You do what you gotta do. Okay?
Yeah.
So here comes the dating game. In 1978, he literally signed up and got a spot to be on the dating game. He actually won his episode. He won the episode, and the Bachelorette, her name was Cheryl Bradshaw, subsequently refused to go out with him because she thought he was creepy.
Shocking.
Good for her.
Good for
Good
her.
for you,
Good for her.
Carol.
Good
Indeed.
intuition. Good intuition, young lady.
Yeah. Trust your gut, ladies. Trust that fucking gut.
Trust that fucking gut. Mm.
Yeah, like, you gotta know something here. Like, he's really smooth, but he's like licking the back of his hands every time the camera's not on him. Is that normal?
Yeah, he asked me to wear a diaper and a training bra, and I was like, "No, thanks."
I'm a pass. That's a hard pass. Yeah.
That's a hard pass. You can pencil. No, you can pen me in. No, just no.
He asked me a lot of questions
No.
about my children. It's a bit of a hard pass.
He said he was ready to be
That's a good joke. That's a good
Oh,
joke.
no.
Everyone, you guys can grow up. Come on. That was a good joke. That's a good joke.
So this is where things also kind of start giving a little bit of a yo-yo effect. The whole dating game gets over. Nothing too much comes of it. 1979, he basically gets caught up kidnapping and murdering a 12-year-old girl from Huntington Beach in L.A. or the greater L.A. area. He basically got definitely pinned on that. And here's where it really got funky. It took them over a year to try and convict him and sentence him to death. But then the verdict was overturned by the California Supreme Court because jurors had been improperly informed of his prior sex crimes.
Wait, they got overturned because of his sex crimes?
The verdict was overturned because the jurors had been told of his prior sex crimes in an improper fashion, and it swayed their judgment.
Yeah, so if you ever go to court and if someone brings up like past offenses again, so it's legal now if someone's convicted of a sex crime, that your criminal background can be brought up in court to determine how guilty you are for that crime. I know decades ago it was not. So if you were convicted, the idea is that if you were convicted of robbery now, and then 10 years from now you are a suspect in a robbery crime, that robbery crime that you were convicted of years ago should not affect the crime that the charges you're up for now. So a lot of people actually got off on that same thing where these folks were told about his prior offenses and were used as a deciding point. Like, well, he was accused of this crime and he only did 2 years for it. In my mind, that's enough, not enough time for that crime. Let's put more time on him for this crime, and that negatively influences the outcome of the sentencing. Well, when it comes to sex offenses, and offenses like that, like murder, sex offenses, even criminal activity like robbery, those things now we're starting to realize actually do influence further activity, especially with the state of our current prison systems.
So yeah, the California Supreme Court overturned it, but with a few weird Supreme Court tweaks, they were basically like, you're not free. We're just overturning the verdict. Also, we're bypassing the whole idea of double jeopardy. You will be retried for this.
So they didn't just redo a sentencing hearing. They redid the entire trial.
The entire trial. And the fucked up thing is it took them 5 years to get back to it.
Yeah,
so
that's
it was like
up.
late 1980, verdict comes through, and then, very quickly after the Supreme Court jumps on it, is like, overturn, this is fucked up, but also we're going to do some more fucked up stuff, and it's going to take 5 years for us to come back to it. So 1986, they finally get the second trial virtually identical to the first, except for the omission of the prior criminal record testimony. He was again convicted and sentenced to death. This time, a Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals panel nullified the second conviction, in part because, and I quote, a witness was not allowed to support Alcala's contention that the park ranger who found the 12-year-old girl's body, this park ranger had been hypnotized by police investigators.
Whoa.
And we do know, honestly, when you call 911, you are deploying a hypnotizer. Definitely deploying a hypnotist. Yeah.
The police, they're like park rangers. They're kind of like our dumb cousins. We can hypnotize this dude, no problem.
Yeah, I would say every park ranger I've ever met looks like they have been hypnotized all the time.
Yeah, they've been since they woke up that morning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much fucked up. Like, again, like I said, they nullified the conviction, but this time, it wasn't the Supreme Court. It was just a court of appeals. Somehow they were able to nullify the conviction, but again said, you are not free. We're just overturning the conviction, or the verdict, or whatever.
These fucking courts out here saying you are not free.
But this is where, there's a good couple of years that go before this last part that just, the tails have been, the scales have been tipping. Now they're tipped. They're done. This is over. So, this was like 1986, somewhere around, he's sitting in jail. He's just sitting in jail. Meanwhile, technology, forensics, all this stuff is getting better. They go and find all these like missing persons cases, some cold cases that get like kind of eventually solved. They're able to point a lot of shit back at him. I mean, when they found his photographs, there was like thousands of men, women, and kids that were like all like hundreds of them ended up being in missing people's reports. So a lot of people assumed he's the cause of them.
Yeah.
So in this time they're connecting a bunch of stuff. So in 2003, they finally get enough evidence where they want to start like merging cases on him, and they want to bring him back into court to like completely continue fucking him for all these terrible fucking things he did. This is his third trial, getting into all this stuff. We've made it to 2010. He decides to act as his own attorney.
Smart.
Yes.
That's
And
always
that's
smart.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's how you know you're gonna win.
Yeah.
And you want to know? You want to know how he was so smart that he knew he was going to win by being his own attorney? He took the stand in his own defense and for 5 hours played the roles of both interrogator and witness, asking himself questions, addressing himself as Mr. Alcala in a deeper than normal voice, and then answering them in a normal voice.
What a fucking genius human being.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you go about it. They teach that in law school. They do teach that in law school. Yeah.
It's how you confuse the jury.
It's psychodrama. They teach psychodrama in law school. That's really what they
Now,
do.
Mr. Alcala, were you there when that thing happened? No, I was in New York. I don't even know who those people are. I don't know who any of them are. Oh, so you don't know who any of them are? No, I don't know who any of them are. Like, this had 5 hours. 5 hours. During this crazy, like, self-questioning and answer session, he told the jurors in a rambling monotone that he was at Knott's Berry Farm applying for a job as a photographer at the time Samso was killed. Like, it was just like a weird, like, monotone sing-song, they're saying. Like, he was, like, recalling, and when he wasn't the deeper voice of the interrogator, he was doing a weird monotone sing-song. It's almost like, at an Orthodox church. And then Philip rose from the grave and turned back over the book before he sat back down.
You do your entire stand as a witness in this trial in fucking song form. That is incredible.
Why
to
not?
me.
It's almost like he's horribly, horribly detached from reality and deeply ill.
Cut off to his own abide. Yeah, there is no contact with reality at this point.
No. So I hope that this does not work. His tactic did not work.
Oh, so he throws in some portions of his appearance on the dating game in an attempt to approve some earrings that were connected with him from a stolen girl were actually his own earrings. But 80s, no 70s. Who knows? Maybe you wore a feather earring that looked like a chick's earring, but
Stole so many feather earrings in the 70s. Yeah, no question. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan was pretty bad about it.
Pretty bad about it back in the 70s. Murdered a lot of women too, so he and I know what. We know what's up. We know what's up.
Well, he definitely he signed his own seal. Part of his closing argument, he played the Arlo Guthrie song "Alice's Restaurant," in which the protagonist tells a psychiatrist that he wants to kill. So,
but how does that help him?
He felt like it was a good idea. It's what he needed the jury to know.
This is why you never represent yourself in the court of law.
Yeah.
It's because of this type of fucking bullshit.
It's like, by the end of that, if I'm on the jury, I'd be like, seriously, can we kill this guy? Because I hate that song.
Can we?
Like,
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Go ahead.
So,
honestly,
yeah.
This motherfucker needs to ride the lightning. Put him in the chair. Let's do this.
Yeah. Let's John Coffey his ass right to Jesus.
Sentenced to death the third time, but apparently it's more along the lines of, like, they're not yet... I don't know if California's ready to kill someone.
No, they're not. You're right.
So...
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah. But as it stands...
Wow, so they jerked him along so long that the death penalty has gone in and out of fashion.
It looks like they have him down for at least 10 murders, including kidnappings, rape, assaults, like all this stuff beyond that. But yeah, at least 10 murders are specifically against him. And he is still in jail right now.
Wow.
Boy. Modern day
Jesus.
monster.
Yeah, a true monster. True monster.
Yeah. The fact that his saga started in the 60s and 70s that's because it's still not quite resolved. 2010-ish. If he's dealing with this in the 2000s, I mean, Jesus, at least Ed Gein died of fucking lung cancer years ago after he made all those lamps.
Yeah.
Really nice
Oh,
lamps.
Lord.
Really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
They were very
a
fashionable.
lot of human crafting to those
Mhm.
lamps, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
So
yeah.
is that your story, Shanzi?
Yep, that's him. He's rotting away in California jail still.
Good. I hope he gets baptized by Coke can Cox. That's what I hope.
Yeah. We all know you get the hardest fucking hard on with cocaine, and we know that's gonna just fucking plow that man and pulverize his body.
Listen, Big Cat, I don't want to disabuse you of that notion, but I've definitely had the softest, soggiest cock while high on cocaine.
That's the end of the episode.
Yeah, that's there. That's fine. That's fine. I need the audience to know that I have no idea what's going on with cocaine use and erections. They need to know.
Yep.
They need to know.
Coke dick is a real thing. You will probably not stay hard on cocaine. You might, as a lucky few, but don't count on it.
There we go. There we go. And see, again, this is educational. They need to know. The people need to know.
We done here? Done in this recording?
Yep.
I think if you guys want to end it on Sean's Coke,
I
Coke
actually,
dick thing.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Cocaine. It's not for erections. Cocaine.
The world's not getting better. Just do more cocaine.
But keep a soft dick.
Also, cocaine. It's not for erections. Cocaine. There you go.
We saw the shit show that was 2020, and we're betting 2021 is not going to be any better. So keep doing cocaine and keep listening to the Lesser Known People podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Do both if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time.
Do both.
Cocaine and Lesser Known People podcast. Your 2020 just turned into 2021.
Yep.
If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right, cut her off.
Yep.